The black box. It's ready.
Right.
Requesting destruction of enemy hostiles via black box reaction.
Request accepted.
Doobie, it was an honor to fight with you. Truly.
The honor was mine. NieR,
Yeah?
thank you for uploading my data to the bunker.
I did that? Sorry, I don't remember. There wasn't a whole lot of bandwidth down there, you know? I probably only had enough time to back up your memories. Mine are only intact up to the point just before we rendezvoused.
I see.
What makes something alive and conscious? Emotions, morals, reproductive ability? With the rise of AI, the line between life and consciousness is blurring more and more each day. AIs are becoming smarter, humans are falling in love with AIs, and AIs are attempting self-preservation. Moral discussions involving AIs are becoming more and more needed every day. Through the game NieR Automata and 20th century Russian films, I seek to answer these questions. What counts as an intelligent, survival-seeking being? Is it immoral to kill or destroy conscious AIs? How does the development of AI in the modern day apply to the themes of NieR Automata and the movies? How can emotions bloom in AI, and are they real or just pieces of code? I also want to explore topics shared between NieR Automata and sci-fi Russian films. An often repeated theme in sci-fi Russian films is Adam and Eve. NieR Automata also includes an Adam and Eve, two machines who look uniquely human. Biblically, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden do not wear any clothes, as they don't understand shame and nakedness. To the Stars by Hard Ways also includes a scene with an Eve-like figure, Nia. Nia is a clone who was created by scientists from Dessa. In her scene on the beach on Earth, Nia takes off her clothes in front of two other people and is told that she doesn't understand the moral standards of Earth. Nia doesn't understand shame, just like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The theme of biblical Adam and Eve is used to show NieR Automata's Adam and Eve's desire to be human. The game is direct in showing their story following what biblically happened to Adam and Eve. When Adam and Eve are first created, they are naked. 2B and NieR stab Adam through the chest, which then causes Eve to be born from Adam's rib. In their next scene, Adam and Eve are shown wearing clothes as they are trying to adopt a human lifestyle. Eve even takes a bite out of an apple, just like biblical Eve did in the Garden of Eden.
Brother? Why do we have to wear undergarments? It's such a hassle.
The records claim humans covered their crotches as they went about their business. Revealing one's genitals was seen as problematic. So just be quiet and wear them already.
Okay, but why are we eating this plant matter? Machines don't need to eat things like this.
This is a type of fruit. Our data suggests that mankind gained great intelligence from consuming fruit. So quit griping and eat it already.
All right, if that's what you want.
Adam's desire to become human is very, very strong. So much so that to truly experience what it means to be human, he gives up his connection to the network, severing his data connection. If Adam is killed, it will mean his true death.
I, or we, machine life forms, I suppose, have a keen interest in humanity, love, family, religion, war. The more human records I unearth, the more charmed I am by their complexity. This city is one of many areas I created out of a desire to understand, to know humans. It's grand, don't you think? almost spiritual. And yet it's currently nothing more than an android graveyard. I seek to learn and adopt all facets of humanity. Some desired love, others family. Only then did I realize the truth. The core of humanity is conflict. They fight, steal, kill. This is humanity in its purest form.
Adam looks human, speaks human, moves human, thinks human, bleeds human, and dies human. From the naked eye, Adam is human. He has lifted so much from human culture and truly adopted it. In the end, when he is killed, he's satisfied, dying convinced that he is human.
Is this death? So dark, so cold.
NieR!
Another reference to Adam and Eve that is seen in Russian sci-fi films is in Professor Dowell's Testament, where a woman is literally named Eve, a bioconstruction of two different women. This plays into NieR Automata's data backup and save system. Recall the beginning of the video where 9S and 2B were destroyed in the black box explosion. When 2B wakes up, her memories are recent but not exactly the same as when the black box exploded. 9S is even more derivative than 2B, as his memories were not uploaded to the network at all since before he met 2B. This begs the question, are the 2B and 9S we see after the explosion the same androids? The answer is no. Their old data may be installed back into the same body, but they lack the memories of dying in the black box explosion. 2B even references this at the end of Route A.
I must have been corrupted when Eve detached from the network.
No.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you. The you that exists at this very moment.
Guess so, but we can't.
When I first played NieR Automata and thought of this question, it honestly shook me to my core. Along these lines exists a fetch quest where we have to retrieve parts for a shopkeeper. He's looking to repair his leg, however, his leg is the last part of his original body and he questions whether replacing his leg would make him someone else entirely. This quest references the famous Ship of Theseus question. If all parts of a ship are replaced and no original parts exist, is it still the Ship of Theseus? This question is even more fascinating when you think about it from the human perspective. By the time you're 30 years old, you probably have no original cells left from your birth. This begs the question, are you still the same person that you were when you were born? In the Inquiry of Pilot Perks, Otis attempts to rationalize the difference between humans and non-linears. However, he is unable to do so just visually. He thinks of creating an incident that will draw the non-linears out. His inability to discern between humans and non-linears is similar to Adam in that it is hard to discern if he is human or a machine. Adam's and the non-linears' attempts to mimic humanity are well disguised. The entire premise of Pilot Perks is very relevant in the fact that non-linears are passing as human. They adopt human culture and blend in seamlessly, like Nowak, the surgeon. Adam and Eve are not the only machines who attempt to mimic humanity. 4 other sects of machines attempt to mimic cultures of humans in the game. The desert machines mimic Facade from around 10,000 years ago in NieR, a separate game way earlier in the timeline. The village machines are pacifists, led by a robot named Pascal, in reference to the philosopher Blaise Pascal. The force machines emulate a monarchy with their own king, and the factory machines emulate a religious sect with their own priest. However, most of the attempts by the machines to emulate human cultures all fail. The force machine's king is assassinated by an android named A2, the factory machines go insane and kill themselves and attack each other, and the force machines are attacked, and the children who are taught fear by Pascal kill themselves.
No, how can I?
Even 9S, in an internal monologue, starts to think that the machines are developing consciousness. In the politics category are records of the machine's own governmental endeavors. They tried all sorts of things: absolute monarchies, republics, democracies, and that wasn't all. They also engaged in scholarly pursuits such as philosophy, mathematics, science, and social criticism. It's like the network was copying every possible human behavior and discipline, almost as if. Another type of human emulation we see in Russian sci-fi is in Solaris. Hari, Chris Kelvin's late wife who died 10 years ago, is created by the planet Solaris from Chris's memories. She looks human, speaks human, moves human, thinks human, bleeds human, and dies human, like Adam. Unhumanly, but similar to machines who are still connected to the network, unlike Adam, she can revive herself. However, Snout and Sartorius claim that she is not human. Chris and Hari also emulate Adam and Eve in the fact that she is created from his memories. It is important to note that she is not the true Hari and only a creation of Solaris from Chris's memories. The android that bleeds the most human emotion is 9S. While he is in the city with Adam, he is interrogated by Adam. Adam asks, "You're thinking about how much you want to blank to be, aren't you?" This can be interpreted in two ways: kill or copulate. But seeing how reproduction is a human endeavor, it makes the case for androids even more to be so like humans. Though not often as 9S, 2B also has very emotional moments within the story. When she has to kill 9S at the end of Route A, she does it with tears coming out of her eyes. Why are androids even given this level of emotional potential? Tears? They're robots. If I was faced with a choice to destroy an android and it looks human, speaks human, moves human, thinks human, bleeds human, cries human, and dies human, I would definitely have some second thoughts. This then leads to another question. Does the human imagery that clothes an AI make it more validly human? I think that I would have an easier time putting down an AI at the press of a button than giving it a human death. The sounds and is extremely grim, but these are the questions that we must ask with the new age that we're arriving at. The android's command has fabricated a lie that the humans are still alive. Even though they know their masters are dead, they still have a will to survive. I find that to be very indicative of consciousness. The androids have kept up this lie for thousands of years just so they have a reason to keep living. The hierarchy of command and grunt leans into classism themes, which we see on display in Metropolis. Instead of being at the top of the city, the Yorha command looks down and commands the androids on the Earth's surface from space. This can also be said for the machines too, as their creators, the aliens, came from space. Leaning further into world history would be the fact that the android-machine war is a proxy war. Aliens and humans created their own fighting forces so that they didn't have to fight on their own, just like the USA and the USSR did during the Cold War. Capitalist and communist propaganda being spread all over. We see heavy communist propaganda in films like Metropolis, the Andromeda Nebula, Iolita, and The Amphibian Man. Over and over again, both countries would support opposite sides so their economical and political status could be established using the lives of similar people. Vietnam, Korea, Cuba, Cambodia, Afghanistan, Angola, and more. One people divided for the selfish ideals of foreigners. It's even more ironic in NieR Automata because the aliens and humans are both dead. Both sides are fighting for absolutely no reason except to live.
Toby! Are you?
Nights.
Oh no! Toby. No!
Now, let's get into NieR. This is a descent into madness in the third part of the game. In the third part of the game, NieR is so broken from the death of Toby that he starts going psychotic. This is a good argument against androids with free will and emotions. We see NieR lose his mind and make rational decisions. If truly intelligent and conscious life were to make decisions like that in our current society, who knows what would happen? Finally, after a long journey, NieR arrives at a tower. This is figuratively the Tower of Babel. We see the Tower of Babel in Metropolis as well. NieR Automata and Russian sci-fi films help us understand how thin the line is between what we consider life and not life. Giving something a human look and feel makes some hesitate, and that hesitation is a sign that we are dealing with something very significant morally. Adam and Eve help us understand across the Bible, NieR, and Russian sci-fi that imitation doesn't stay imitation. Giving something a reason to live will cause it to create more meanings for living. The androids and machines are creations made from an originator, just like Eve. Adam in NieR Automata didn't believe that being an anatomical human made him human. He believed in human culture, life, and death. Once the threshold of real AI achieves this point, it's just metal instead of flesh. What makes something alive and conscious? Self-preservation? Meaning-making? Emotions? Morality? NieR Automata and Russian sci-fi help us ask this question. AI soon won't be just expendable pieces of technology. They'll be much more.